This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
What up? This is DC Channel Guns coming at you another gun video. Appreciate you watching, like, share, and subscribe. So I want to thank y'all for coming over here today. I appreciate the comments and stuff. I appreciate the energy y'all bring over here. I appreciate the new people coming to the 2A community. People are going to need. We got a long fight ahead when it comes to upholding the Constitution, defending the Second Amendment. Some people might have forgot that, but we got a long fight ahead and stuff. And also, shout out to y'all that smash that like button, share it on your favorite social media platform, people. That is how you help this channel. Don't cost you nothing, everything. I appreciate the ones who is doing that. And also another shout out to y'all that come over here every single day through the good and bad and ups and downs. Nothing moves in a straight line, people. So with that said, we're going to talk about when it comes to your firearms, people. So right now, we're still selling firearms. Firearm sales is still through the roof. Background checks is still happening. We went through a pandemic where we sold thousands and millions of firearms, people. A lot of people fear their safety and stuff and bought guns and stuff like that. Now, with all these guns and stuff that we have and new gun owners and stuff like that, we have to put safety number one, people. Now, this is not going to be popular, but this is a problem. And, I've been seeing huge amount of articles and stuff when it comes to negligent and accidental discharge and stuff like that. Rule number one over here, people, is safety, firearm safety. Rule number two, don't forget rule number one, because for one, you have a lot of gun owners, new gun owners and stuff, and you have some existing gun owners who are forgetting the safety rules. And, they're accidentally shooting themselves in parking lots. They're shooting themselves, I'm talking about, holstering. They're shooting themselves, practicing. I'm talking about, it's so many incidents that I'm seeing you have gun owners, accidentally shooting themselves. Now, a lot of people want to carry guns and stuff like that. But at the same time, you have to know safety, people. I'm talking about if you're shooting yourselves, how you expect other people to trust you out in public with the firearm and everything. This is one thing that has been happening in the 2A community. You got people who want to buy a firearm and everything, but they're not practicing safety and stuff. In the 2A community, people, firearm safety is number one. For one, you can hurt yourself and others. And that is a big, huge problem right now. And because of the huge amount of guns that we sold, people has not looked at safety serious like they're supposed to. We have people, I'm talking about, just shooting themselves in the car, in the parking lots. I'm talking about just so much stuff that is going on. And they're not protecting the gun. And so we're going to talk about very simple things, people. You have firearm manufacturers all across this country who are putting these little tips and stuff on their firearm. And you have gun owners who are not even paying them attention. I'm talking about, it's one thing, we have politicians, we have all these people against your firearm who want to take it away from you. It's another thing where we're not even looking at the thing that is right in our face and everything. So we're going to talk about the biggest problem that I'm seeing right now. So when it comes to a firearm, people, gun manufacturers are putting these little spots right here on both sides of your firearms. They put them there for a reason. And a lot of people right now, I'm talking about, I see it all the time, I correct people. They grab a firearm and the first thing they do, they put their hand right in the trigger area, right in the trigger area every single time. You hand somebody a firearm, first thing they do is put their hand in the trigger. And that is a no-no, people. I'm talking about, you don't want to keep having them bad habits and stuff. That's why people have an accidental discharge, shooting themselves. It's because they got a loaded firearm, and the first thing they do, they're grabbing the gun and putting their hand in the trigger finger. Don't do that. Don't put your hand in the trigger area. Use them indexes. This is what the index is for. You got them for both sides. Use the index, people. Right here. You see the index? Use it. This is going to save you a lot. I'm talking about, I have seen it in the gun shop. Somebody's looking at the firearm. The first thing they do is put their hand in the trigger area. No, people. That is bad habits. That's why so many people are, having the accident. I'm talking about, I read an article where the guy said he accidentally put his hand in the trigger area. It ain't no accident. That is what he's been normally doing. If you practice putting your finger on the index, people, right here. You put your finger on the index. That's what they're putting there. You got firearm manufacturers who have done that for safety reasons. It's a reason why they done that, because you have people coming after them when you have accidents with their firearms and stuff like that, trying to come after manufacturers and stuff. So they say, okay, we will put a little index spot on the firearm so we can have gun owners to have somewhere to rest their hand, their little finger, the trigger finger and stuff. All you gotta do is put your finger there, people. I'm talking about, don't put your hand in the trigger area unless you're willing to shoot whatever it is or where you're about to fire in self-defense situation and stuff like that. I'm talking about, we already know, unless, anything is about to happen, that's the only time that you're going to do that. But, until then, people, keep your hands on your index. So I'm reading articles and stuff where a guy said he His firearm was loaded. He was in his vehicle, and somehow he was trying to holster it up because he was about to go into a store or something, whatever the case may be. And guess what? He put his hand on the trigger finger. He put his hand on the trigger and accidentally squeezed it. Now, you have manufacturers who are saying, hey, you know what? We got an 8-pound trigger, 9-pound trigger, whatever the case may be. Now, I don't really care about, now I know in competitions and shooters and stuff like they want a light trigger and stuff like that for faster shooting and time and all this kind of stuff. But when it comes to you carrying a firearm, people, a lot of you need a heavy trigger. Now, some people replacing their standard trigger with a 2.5 pounds, whatever the case may be, want it lighter and stuff. No, that could be danger for you. And in the article, the person said that they had replaced the trigger with a lighter trigger, people. And it didn't take much for the gun to go off and ended up shooting himself in the leg. And so he's very lucky. He's very lucky and stuff. And that is a mistake that I've constantly been seeing for years. People carrying, I had an incident where I knew someone who replaced their firearm trigger with a lighter trigger and they accidentally shot themselves. So, some people, well, I don't want this wall on the, I want to be able to just, just pull the trigger. Yes, that is good if you want that. But you need to know that that is a light trigger. Don't take much for it to go off. It can get hung up in your clothes, anything, people. So be aware of that. And I've been getting information about, people, somebody gave me a comment a month ago was talking about that. Should they replace their trigger on a certain firearm or whatever the case may be? And I told them, hey, if you're thinking about carrying and stuff like that, just remind yourself that you have a lighter trigger, because if it don't take much. Me with the 8-pound standard 9-pound trigger, whatever the case may be on most firearms, it's good for me, people. It is good for me. I'm talking about that is one of the safeties, because you don't want a real light trigger, and we're seeing that people are shooting themselves out there. So a lot of people's not talking about that, people. Flying on the radar over here, we're going to talk about this type of stuff. But, when it comes to accidental discharge, your politicians are looking at stuff like this and everything, and it's just creating even more problems and stuff like that. So you don't want to be the one to shoot your own self because you're not following safety reasons and stuff like that, because it's very embarrassing in the 2A community, people. We need to focus on safety, number one. We got a lot of new gun owners and stuff out there. And, like I said before, I've been seeing it for a while and everything. I had it on my radar, but something I seen earlier, and plus his headlines re-innovated me to talk about this and stuff. So a lot of people need to understand that you need to put your finger on the index right here. Not here, there, people. Because what people are doing, they're constantly doing this, and they're causing a lot of injuries and stuff like that. And you could possibly hurt or kill someone like that too, people, because it's been happening. So with that said, I just want to put that on your radar, people, and everything. Hit the subscribe button. Got a lot of videos and stuff just going to be coming and stuff like that. But, I appreciate your time and stuff. Appreciate everything you've been doing. Appreciate the comments and stuff that y'all been doing, the energy and stuff, the support. And so this is DC Channel Guns, and I'll catch you on the next one.
This is DC Channel Guns. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.